Hi everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2, and welcome back to the Time for a Cuppa, a celebration of tea coloring book series where we drink the tea and color in the book. And today we have a tea that I had never heard of before until I got this coloring book, Tulsi tea. So I had to get some, I had to try it, I had no idea what it was. I've done that with a couple of teas in this book. So this one is one of the more interesting teas. And this is like kind of got a long history behind it because it's been used for about 5,000 years. It is an herbal tea, doesn't have any caffeine in it, is considered, I think, a very healing, mystical tea. So it is known as holy basil. It does, which kind of scared me at first because I'm like, is my tea going to taste like basil? Not that I don't like basil. I do. I just can't imagine drinking it in a tea. But it's a member of the basil family, which so is mint. So mint and basil are all related in the whole tea family, and this is no exception. And when you see the bush, I'll put some pictures of the bushes as I go through the different teas or types of bushes, and you'll see it looks like a basil. Like if you've ever seen a basil plant, you know, you're like, well, if I had these, how would I tell which one was my cooking basil and which one was my tea? But anyway, so it's native to India, and it likes like tropical climate, so it's a little bit different than our basil, that, you know, our cooking basil. It has a lot of spiritual and religious significance because it comes from the same perennial herb and shrub family as basil, like I said. So there are 3 different kinds. I do not know which one I have. I might be able to tell based on the flavor profiles that they talk about. So there's Krishna, which is known as the purple leaf, and it has like darker purple leaves and blossoms. It has a spicy aroma, and the spicy aroma of cloves, and it mimics the sharp, crisp flavors of pepper. That is definitely not what I have. And it's a beautiful plant. I will put a picture of it here so you can see what it looks like. Then there's the Rama, which has the green leaves and the whiter light purple flowers, and which is also known for its clove-like aroma. It has a more cooling and mellow flavor than the purple leaf, which I think is what I have here, which is also grown across India, but can be found in China and Nepal and Brazil and some other places. And then there's the Vana, which is indigenous to Asia and Africa, parts of Africa, and it has lighter green leaves and a more refreshing citrus aroma, they say. So I think I have Rama in here, especially since it's from Sri Lanka. So it would be nice if they told me. I may have to try the different kinds if I can find them. So they say that the religious and spiritual significance of this is that it's considered to be the earthly manifestation of Lakshmi, which is the goddess of wealth and principal consort to Vishnu, which is the Hindu, one of the Hindu gods. The Hindu god, sorry. I don't know much about Hindu. And I think he has 3 wives, and Lakshmi is one of them. And so that's why it's considered to be part of the legend. Let me see what it says here. Lakshmi is one of Vishnu's 3 wives, and perhaps his favorite. Jealousy ensues, and the other 2 wives curse Lakshmi to be born on the earth as a plant. The other 2 wives, Ganga and Saraswati, then curse each other to be born on the earth as rivers, the Ganges River and the Saraswati River. Vishnu comforts Lakshmi that she will be born on earth as the Tulsi plant, but only part of her will be rooted on earth as a plant, and her spirit will return to be connected with him. So then there's other legends that go on with this. It's a very, very interesting tea. I encourage you to read about it. You can tell it looks like an oolong. It brews up to look like an oolong. It has a very oolong color. It has that yellowish orangey color. I can show you. So this is what it looks like, this particular. It smells like mint and basil. It's got a very mild scent. So there's that. It has a very mellow flavor. It does taste like mint tea. It's not strong mint though. As you know, when you like make a peppermint tea, it would definitely be on the peppermint side of tea. And I would say it has a basil flavor, but I don't know that I would outwardly recognize it as basil. So if you don't like either of those flavors, but it is really good. Like, I would drink this. I like mint tea, so it's a different flavor. It's much more mild. It's not going to give you that sinus opening, congestion relieving type of thing that you get from mint tea, but it's very pleasant. I've enjoyed drinking it. The mint is not so much that it overpowers everything. So I think it's very, very nice. So I was looking to see if they use it in cuisine also. It's used in medicine. It helps the body adapt to outside stressors. The herb is used in many forms: fresh, dried, powdered, herbal tea, essential oil, and it's used for a lot of different ailments. But it doesn't say like what it's used to treat necessarily. I think it's like all the other teas, stress relieving, calming, you know, but I think it's very good for you. I don't think you can go wrong. And the plants are very beautiful. I would love to have some. I might try to get some and plant them in my yard just because I want chamomile. I want a chamomile flower and stuff like that. But anyway, let me kind of put this aside and get my book ready. So, you know, after some consideration, I decided to continue on with the holy basil plant with what I'm doing, and then we'll see. Because I actually was looking at this without, I mean, I still wouldn't use the mark art pencils on the Amazon paper again. But it turns out that it doesn't look as bad as I was thinking. So, you know, I was talking with a friend, and, well, Shayna from Shayna in Colorland, and, you know, last week I was talking about books, and, I mean, this isn't like BookTube or anything, but I know a lot of us like to read, and I enjoy hearing what other people are reading, what the book is about. I mean, not like an hour discussion on one book or anything. I mean, I've never watched BookTube, I guess is what they call it. But like, I enjoy hearing what other people have to say about books and things like that, because it's always nice to find something that's fun to read. Like, I was telling Shayna, so my mom and I do not have, I gotta sharpen this pencil. My mom and I have not really the same taste in books. And actually, the one that I read, she hasn't read, but one of her friends told her about it. My mom enjoys more like, she likes mystery, but I think she likes more of the romance aspect of it. So she likes Elin Hildebrand, which I actually did read one of hers, and I liked it to my surprise. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can think, you can read it, read the description, and maybe you think, I don't know, or you just know that that's a genre that you don't particularly enjoy, but someone can tell you about it, and it might change your perspective, and at least you might give it a chance. So I was thinking, because this is like a fun color and chat, and it's about tea and stuff like that. But it's nice to talk about other things because I can't talk about tea the whole time, and I'm going to have to come up with another book to do a project on, or maybe what am I thinking of? Do like pictures, just out of a different book every week. And trust me, I have enough tea in my tea collection to keep us going for quite a while. And like I was saying, my in-laws are in Germany, and like I need more tea right now. Like I need a hole in the head, but they're in Germany and we haven't been since 2019. No, yes, we haven't been since 2019. I remember because Domino was a kitten and we had to leave, and that was like literally the last time. I mean, Scotty is 3, and we have not been to Germany the entire time that we've had Scotty. Weird, I tell time by my cats. So there are things that I'm missing. You can get a lot of stuff these days, but there are just some things that you can't get unless you go. And unfortunately, one of them is Windsor Castle tea, and it's hilarious because it looks like it's English, but it's actually made in Germany. And they have one of the best Earl Greys that I have ever had. So, and you can literally buy it in a grocery store. You can buy it at Kaufhof, which is not a grocery store, but a department store chain over there. If Kaufhof still exists, I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't know. I haven't been to Germany. I don't know how Germany has changed since the pandemic. So that'll be interesting. So they're bringing us some tea. William said, William hasn't complained about all the tea that I have picked up during the teas that we've done for my mom's garden club and for this book. But he's like, I'm gonna have mom and dad go to Ronefeld, and Ronefeld is a tea store in Germany. I think I've talked about it before. It's a high-end tea store, but it's in like malls and stuff like that. And I really wish they sold here in America. So I need to look at their stuff. So we're gonna get more tea. Hopefully we'll get some coffee too. But I was thinking about all of that to say, I was thinking about talking about books and tea and relaxing things, like maybe some of what's going on in life, but You know, just fun stuff, because I can do like another color and chat. I mean, I have Saturday Sunday, so I have to save some stuff for Saturday Sunday. I try not to talk about all the same things. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm definitely want to continue the tea color and chat, if that makes sense. My pencil coloring is sometimes quick and dirty. As you can see, I'm really liking how this, it's funny, when I stopped the camera, I got up and for whatever reason I actually turned the lights off, I guess because I had to go downstairs, and I noticed that with the lights off, I really liked the color combination. I don't know, sometimes if you're wondering about something, you walk away from it, and when you come back, it looks different, or maybe you've been too close to it, so you make a better decision after you walk away for 5 or 10 minutes, or you think. But I don't know, let me know what y'all think, because I have like a whole bunch of teas that I can talk about, most of which I think you can still get. I'll have to see if there's any. We'll see what my in-laws bring back from Germany. It should be stuff that we've already had. Maybe not, I'm sure it won't be tea that I've talked about with you guys, but we have had, we would go to Ronefeld every year. I don't know if I'm saying it quite right, because trust me, my German is not good. I understand it, but because I took French, I have a hard time speaking German. My French messes with, and I don't necessarily speak French all that well anymore. I haven't practiced in a while. But I think once you learn one of the, I don't know what I think it's different for Japanese or any of those languages, but for all of the, I don't know, what do they call them? Non-character based languages, I guess, me not being a linguist. I think once you learn one, because they're all based in Latin, the rest of them make sense, English is one of the hardest I've heard to learn, because we have so many words in our language. The reason that when you look at stuff, and I see a lot of this because of the translations and stuff that my husband does, and you guys see it in Amazon descriptions. I mean, have you ever looked at why did they translate it that way? Most likely because their language does not have a word that describes what we're used to describing, or they don't say it the same way. That most languages don't have as many words as we do. I know that's weird to think about, because sometimes we're like, man, I need a word. But that is true. So I feel for, the companies that are trying to translate stuff into English and they don't have a native English speaker. because it can be hard, but it's the same way with every language. So y'all have to let me know if you want to talk about books. I don't know, maybe I won't care. Maybe I'll just talk about books anyway, like what I'm reading. I mean, it won't be like this in-depth discussion, but I certainly don't have a new book every week, but because I read them audiobooks, I do tend to go through books quite quickly. I try not to. And funny thing, I guess when I was talking about reading books with my husband, one of my subscribers that I talk to a lot, Valerie, she said that her and her husband, I think she said they read together or something, like they read the Waverly novels, which I've always wanted to read, by Sir Walter Scott. But that's the Waverly novels. I'm from Waverly, Ohio, and that's what my hometown was named after, was the Waverly novels, and I've always meant to read them. I have no idea what they're about. I think I never read them because I thought they would be boring. But, you know, as you get older, things change. They might still be boring. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've looked at a description of the Waverly novels, but I think that would be interesting to do. What kind of books do I enjoy? I enjoy mystery. Like, I read a lot of mystery, supernatural horror. I don't read as much horror as I used to. Stephen King used to be one of my favorite authors, and I loved his books. I'll tell you, one of my favorite books of his that no one talks about is Bag of Bones. That one was so good. And I'll tell you, I watched the movie, and the movie was not nearly as good as the book was. Wasn't even the same. I mean, that's kind of sad. So that is one case. I do kind of hate it when people go, oh, the book is better. But now I'm starting to appreciate that. So I don't know, I got to where I didn't like Stephen King's, like, it happened when, it's like Needful Things. I love Needful Things. I love Bag of Bones. I hate Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game is one of the most boring books in history. Because it's an entire book with someone handcuffed to a bed trying to figure out how to escape. And she's not trapped there because she's being kidnapped. She's trapped there because her boyfriend died. And she was handcuffed to the bed. And, well, yeah, you can kind of guess what was going on. But anyway, it's kind of awful, but I just found it so boring. And then I tried to read the Tommyknockers. I didn't like that. I tried to read it. It was great for the first few pages. And then, I don't know, he just gets in this mode where he has to tell you everything about everyone. And sometimes that is so hard to slog through. I mean, like the Pet Cemetery and stuff like that. I've never read his, what are they called? The one that they did a big mini series on it, and it's post-apocalyptic. I can't think of the name of it. I'm sure somebody knows. I never read it because I don't like dystopia all that well. I don't like post-apocalyptic. I find it depressing. I mean, I look at what we're headed towards sometimes in this world, and I'm like, I don't really need to know. I don't need someone to envision it for me. You know, let's see. So I'm going to spend like the entire time today coloring in these flowers. And then I'll probably use some marker on the background. I might need to sharpen this pencil, but we'll see. But it's given me the effect that I want. And then we'll see how all of my colors come out. Oops. I may have to erase that. Because there's nothing there, nothing there. Nope, that was my figment of my imagination. But I think this is going to be cool. I really like how this glows. I don't know why I didn't like it in the beginning, but I like it now. I just gotta figure out what color. I mean, I assume I'm gonna do that yellow, but we'll see. I'm gonna use some of those dark colors for the pot. Some dark Indian colors. Dark, bright Indian colors, I guess I should say. Blend that in. Then we can do these. Guess I need another drink of tea. Yeah, that's partly why I don't color in pencil. Sometimes I'll just like stop talking. We'll put a little in here and we'll go back over them. I used to fuss with small things a lot, trying to get them colored. And then I realized that, especially like my husband and I were talking about the little tiny miniatures. I forget what millimeter they are, but I'm sure everybody's seen those. Like, those are the easiest to paint because you have to do less. And I'm like, it can't be easy. But you know what? He's right. So you don't have to do as much to make them look good. Okay, that looks kind of like what I wanted it to. And in the grand scheme of things, I think it's going to come out well. All right, let me add some stuff to the rest of this and we'll see what we come out with. You know, don't forget I'm using, let's see, is it still, yeah, these color palettes. I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of liking this or this, but I may go with this whole thing here and add it to here because I thought that would be cool. So we'll see what I come up with. I'll be back. All right, it is done and it is bright. Let's see. Ta-da! That is what it looks like. Came out really good. I'm happy with this. The colors are beautiful. I'll have to keep a hold of that color palette. Yep, I like it. I never would have thought those colors would go together, but they do. So that's done. I'll have to date this. Next week we are doing Turkish tea, which will be a fun one because I've been making Turkish tea for many years. So I know how to make it. I have my own pot, so I'll have to do a video in my kitchen for a little while to show you how it's done. So it might be a little bit longer video. We'll see. That's fun. So then we got white peony and yerba mate, and we're done. Only got 3 more. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I apologize for my going back and forth on subjects too much. I really got to make myself notes or something because I can't seem to keep on topic, but y'all seem to enjoy it. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.